Hey guys, I'm here with today's Bible lesson. Um, we are talking this week about how Jesus is God, and we're learning this week about some of Jesus' miracles. And the one we're learning about today is when Jesus calms the storm. Our Bible passage today comes from Mark 4, verse 35 through 41. And I want you to think about this as you listen to the Bible lesson. Um, who was afraid? So Jesus calms the storm. Jesus was tired. All day crowds of people had tried to force their way to be near him. They wanted to hear his preaching and be taught by him. It was now evening and the crowds were gone. Jesus told his disciples that they would go across the Sea of Galilee to the other side. The disciples must have thought that they would have a pleasant time traveling with Jesus across the lake. But Jesus went to the back of the boat and fell asleep on a pillow. Suddenly, the gentle breeze blew stronger. Clouds formed. The sky grew dark and gray. The waves began to splash wildly against the boat. The disciples were frightened because it was such a violent storm. The waves were now beating so forcefully against the disciples' boat that the water was coming into the boat. Soon the boat was in danger of sinking. The disciples were afraid that they would be swallowed up by the huge waves. They woke Jesus, and some asked him if he cared that they were about to drown. Others begged Jesus to save them. Did Jesus care? He awoke and immediately got up, spoke to the wind, and said to the water, "Peace, be still." Then he turned to the disciples and said, "Why are you so fearful? How is it that you have no faith?" Once again the disciples were frightened. They could not believe what had just happened. One minute they were in the middle of a raging storm, fearing their lives, and the next minute it was quiet and peaceful and they were safe. In amazement they asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." Then the boat came safely to the other side of the lake, and Jesus continued to help those in need. So I asked the question at the beginning, who is afraid? Um, I think it's pretty clear here. It wasn't Jesus who was afraid, it was his disciples. And this is a good lesson for us about just trusting God and that he's in control, even when we are afraid and we're not in the situation that we'd like to be. So today, as you work on your workbook page, 167 and 168, it's going to talk a little bit about a time in your life when you've been afraid before. And it's going to have you read a verse from the Psalms. And it's going to be an encouragement, I think, to a lot of us during this time. And we just don't really know all the time what's going on. And that God is in control and we can trust him and he will take care of us and provide for us. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson today and I hope you learned something from it as well. Have a good day!